It's Debbie with Kip's Corner. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. So today I thought I would work on this is one of the giveaway pieces. This is going to be a mixed media owl project. I've got everything glued down, and I've got a couple coats of gesso over all of it, and the owl will go on last, so he's not on here yet. But what I want to do is start coloring. So I think the owl's going to be brown, and I think I want all the rest of this to be green. So I've got a couple different things here. This is Lindy's Magical Shakers, and it's Lizzie's Cup of Tea Teal. So Cup of Tea Teal, it's really pretty. It's got some shimmer in it. This one is a magical, also from Lindy's Stamp Gang. It's Drop Dead Gorgeous Green. And this is from Paper Artsy. It's Infusions, and it's the Sage. Then I also have some walnut crystals dissolved in water. I also have the Stamperia Mixed Media Color Leather. And I have Seth Apter's Eyes Ink Dye Sprays in Coffee. So I've got a variety of kind of greens and browns here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a base of a brown. And so this is the these are the walnut crystals dissolved in water. So we're going to start there, and I'm just going to get a good little brown over there everywhere. And water. Get a little water in here so that I can move it around. And then I'm going to move it around. So I'm just going to kind of roll it and get it to those edges. Go around the circle. And I want to get into all the cracks and crevices. And that's a nice, whoops, I see a spot I completely missed. It's hard to get back up in here in a couple of these spots. I didn't think that through very well when I glued it down, did I? Okay, let's go with that. And just roll it around. Okay, and I'm not worried about these edges. There'll be probably acrylic paint on top of that over here on these two outer edges when I'm done at the very end. So right now I'm just focusing my attention on the inside circle base. And I like getting a brown base to start with. It gets the darkness down into some of those cracks and crevices. But this takes a minute because you gotta dry between every color. This is not fully dry, but it's good enough because I'm going to be adding water, and I'll reactivate that. So it's okay. This is the Drop Dead Gorgeous. So I'm just going to sprinkle. I'm going to start with kind of the lighter colors. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this on. That is a pretty green though, isn't it? Okay, let's roll that around. Mixing that with the brown, which is what I want. There's a little bit of yellow in there too. Pretty. A little brighter than I want it to be, which is okay. I'm going to let that drip down and back down here. And then what I'm going to do is pour it out, the excess water. All right, I think that's good. And I don't know, I'm going to, this might be too teal, but it also might give me a little bit of that kind of patina look, so it might be perfect. This is also from Lindy's, and this is the shaker. So let's shake it out. Let's put some extra over here. Let's get toned down that shimmer back there. It's a little bright. Let's get some in here and some down here. Okay, let's see what that does for us. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty teal color. Okay, also very bright, but mixing these up, I think we'll tone that down a little. All right, good enough. Now I'm gonna move to the infusions. So this is a little bit more of a subdued color. And we're gonna knock it out over here. I'm pretty much gonna let's get lots here. Get some down in there. And it looks like a hot mess until what you do is basically you just keep playing until you're happy with it from a color perspective. And you do want to make sure that you're getting it, you know, that you're doesn't have to be completely bone dry, but you want it fairly dry between layers. A lot of this reactivates, you know, with each layer. Okay, I'm liking it. We're almost too dark down here in the corner. It's almost black. But what I'm gonna do is do another layer of brown. My spritzer works. I think it's getting clogged. Getting clogged on me. Let's see if I can wipe that up. See if that works. There it goes. And there it goes again. Okay, let's move to some leather. Okay, let's move that around and see what we get. I'm gonna do a really good dry. I'm gonna spritz some of this out of this area right here. There we go. Okay. Now I can kind of focus my attention on some specific areas that I think might be a little dark. And then use that water to my advantage, which is kind of mud now. Not in a bad way. Let's get rid of it. And I want to add another brown layer. This time, I think what I'm going to do is use the Seth After Coffee. All right, so this is just a Liquitex Basics, and it is green gray. So while that inside is drying, what I can do is start working on the outside. And so what I'm going to do is start on the ring. And this is tricky because it's hard to get down in there. So I will just stab at it until I've gone all the way around and got those little beads painted. The reason I'm not worried about going ahead and doing this part now is because I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to be adding any more water to the inside, therefore, you know, not dripping anything else off. So I feel pretty confident that that part is now done. It's a little dark still, but it is still drying. And I still have dry brushing and wax. So I think that both of those processes can lighten it up substantially. Okay, the next step, let's see, this actually goes this way, will be to paint this inner rim and to do some dry brushing. Now, to dry brush, I usually use a stencil brush and I really wipe it off. And then I'll come in here. It's not gonna work unless this is dry. So I'll come in here and I will start to add some highlights. And the highlights then will match the outer color. That makes sense? So I'm just kind of doing this now just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. But I'm a little too wet really to be doing this. So I'm going to stop. But you get the idea of how now my background color and my outer rim color are going to work. I think you do anyway. And then once I get the dry brushing done, I will come back in here and I will add metallic wax. And I think I'm going to do gold. Now let me show you real quick before I move on. I actually got two owls here. Neither one of them is done. I wasn't sure which one colorway wise. He will sit right about, let's see. I think he sits about here. And he'll be on risers, so he'll be higher. I think he's going to sit about there. And I've got this one that's got a little bit more reds in the brown. And these are not done yet. These are just my first couple layers of color. And I have this one that's a little warmer. Not sure which one I'm going to use. It'll just depend. I'll decide at pretty much the 9th hour after I've done everything here on the inside. So to recap, layers of color, whatever colorway, is the direction you want to take. I just picked several different greens and just kind of went to town on it. It is a little dark, but it also is still wet. And I also have dry brushing. So I'll be dry brushing with the same green that I'm using here on the outer edge. And this is a Liquitex green gray. It's really a pretty color. Then the owl will be, yeah, they see there's some liquid up there. There we go. The owl will be brown. Then after I dry brush on the inside, then what I will do is decide what color metallic wax I'm going to use. And whatever color I use, I'll use on both pieces. And right now I'm leaning toward gold. This is vintage gold. And let's just take a little peek here. Let's see. Let's use this one. And I'm just going to put a few gold highlights on him. I'm not going to completely finish him, but I'll just rub some gold on him. Okay, apparently the dog hears something. And then I have to I need to go in here with some black and make his eyes black, and all that kind of stuff. So I do have some work to do left on him. He's not done. But that gives you at least the top part. Now let's pick something that's dry. Here, well, no, that really isn't. Here, right here. Let's say, for example, that this had metallic gold on it. And I think if you can picture it, if it's showing up here, you can see I've got some gold up here and I've got some gold here, and you can see how they're beginning to play together. So that's the idea when I'm done. I know it's really hard to picture that right now, but I can. So, so trust me, more work to come on this. I want this at this stage. I really want this to just sort of sit overnight, and or at least for a few hours, and dry really well. And then I think what I'm going to do too is when I do my second coat, I think I'm going to darken this outer piece here. So what I'll do is I'll take the green gray and maybe add, I don't know, perhaps some Payne's gray, perhaps some black. I'll play around with mixing some colors and see what I think is going to work the best. And yeah, so we are well on our way to being very close. Just getting this off my finger. To finishing this up. That's going to be pretty. I'm excited. Okay, I hope you like it. I will be back. And it's done. So I kind of just started playing, and I just kept going, and I finished it. And sorry, I did not record. Sorry about that. But I ended up using, let's see, I actually ended up using Bronze Age. This is one of the really old tins. They come in tubes now, but this is Prima Marketing Finnabar Metallique Wax in Bronze Age. And yeah, it's done. Here, let me raise this up just a little bit. Bear with me. So you can see the whole thing. There you go. So this is going to be a giveaway. And so keep your eye out for a video. I'll do a video for, as soon as I get the journal done, there'll be a journal and a mixed media piece, and they are my 5K giveaway items. So this is ready to set aside. I do still have to do a few finishing touches, but it's done. So thank you for watching, and keep an eye out for that video coming up soon. Bye.